So I want to go ahead and create a new project that will basically load up a CSV file that contains columns for what essentially is the metadata for a given set of tokens in an NFT project. And I want to do this in a way where we can play around with the OpenAI's Copilot tool within VSCode. So basic things like loading up a CSV file in a specific environment, looping over that CSV file. It's kind of basic stuff, but it's usually stuff you have to reference if you don't do it all the time, right? So I feel like Copilot, in a way, helps with this. And I'm just curious, this seems like a very, mundane task that is probably easily detected by this tool. So let's see, I'm in a fresh project here. I just have a little package.json file. Nothing going on here. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and just create a index.js file, right? And I'll go ahead and open up VSCode. And what I want to do here is open up our index.js file. And I already have Copilot installed. Let's go ahead and get this large here. And I'm going to say, just comment this out and say a function that loads a CSV file and loops over each row into an array. Now let's see if this does this. So we'll call this, here we go. Here we go. Now, I don't remember what the keyword, what it was to get all of the different options here. So this is going to auto open Copilot. Here we go. So shift and enter. Here we go. So now it's synthesizing solutions. Let's close this. So it gave us 10 solutions here. Load file, file callback. So this is making an actual HTTP request, which we don't really want to do it that way. We want to load it from the file system. So this is, it already has rows here. This is also giving us a file, but then returns a promise, which is an interesting solution. That's a good one. None of these are actually using the file system though. Look at these, are all using HTTP requests. This is using what seems to be a library, Papa. Oh, here we go. Here we go. This is kind of what I'm looking for. So I'm looking to use this file system object here. Maybe if I put like Node.js in here, it would be a little bit more context for the AI to understand this. So load CSV. So let's try this. Let's close this. If I close, can I close? How do I close this? If I just close this like this, if I say a Node.js function that loads a CSV file from the file system and loops over each row into an array. Let's see if this gives us a better result. So that's that Control Enter opens this up. There we go. Look at that. So right off the bat, it contextually saw that a Node.js function that loads a file from the file system and gives us some solutions. And these look much better. So this takes a file path and a callback function, and it'll go ahead and call the callback function. It loads up the file using the fs.readFile function. And it'll call the splitting the data by line. Okay, so these two will depend on the line endings of the file, right? So this is basically the same solution, but this is a carriage return new line, and this is just a new line. Interesting. So this goes a little bit further. This kind of has the require statement in here already. It has the array. It's still using a callback function, but everything is we're building everything into the array, and then we're calling that callback. I like this one better. This one is assuming an end line here, which is fine. Awesome. So if I say accept this solution, boom. Ha! The whole function's here. So if I go ahead and just grab this and say data.csv, and let's go ahead and just create a new data.csv, and we'll add some data here. We'll say one name Nick, two name Joe, right? And then we should be able to just call main, right? So then we could just go here and say, and there you go. Ha! That's awesome. That is really cool. So that just saved, how long did that take? Maybe 4 minutes. We just looked at a couple of solutions that the AI gave us. And again, this is a pretty, simple solution, but these are things that you don't want to, I would have had to gone to Google a couple times to look for some just reference points, and we don't have to do that here. Excellent. Good stuff. I just want to go capture that. I thought that would be interesting. Thanks.